Hey guys, Ghost Gaming here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the heroic guardian of the first one. So we're going to do a kill / commentate video like all the other bosses. I am going to do the first 3 bosses when I get good enough recording of that. So guarding the first ones is quite interesting. Like there's a lot of things you can learn about this boss, even if it's a patchwork boss. So this is gonna be a short video, but we're gonna go through this twice. So once to show you guys all the neat little tricks and tips that I can give you, and then the second time around we'll just go over all the abilities, because the abilities happen very quick, but they're 100% predictable. They're not going to be random. They're not going to change on a pull by pull basis. So we're just going to start the video here. One thing you want to do is you want to lust on pull. Like if you're saving lust for a certain time in the fight, then that's not what you want to be doing. You want to be as efficient with your DPS as you can, because this is quite a big DPS check. However, if you have everyone alive by the time the boss falls over, then you can kill it. But there are certain problems with this fight that can make it difficult, so we'll just go over those as the fight goes on. Just try to get as much DPS as I can. Obviously got time up on the pull, cooldowns. Now watch how I moved in. See, I'm being kind of efficient with my DPS. So I potted, you do my 2 rest as the opener. I activate my cooldown, my Incarn and Ravenous Frenzy. And then I do Fury of Alone, my 2 dots, and then move in while I'm doing that. And then usually I would do 2 star stitches as well. So this is really good because it just saves me movements, and it increases DPS. And in this fight, DPS is almost everything, but perfect play is in this fight as well. So that's something you want to pick up. This boss has a certain habit of like doing 2 or 3 abilities all within quick succession, and then takes like a 7-second break or something, and just stops doing abilities. So we're moving bombs out. One thing you can do, and not many people tend to do, is that they tend to move the bombs out towards the back where you initially pulled the boss. You can actually use the pillar areas. I mean, we call them batteries. It's just batteries just seem kind of weird. But there's no downside of dragging the bombs into the batteries like these 2 people are doing right here, and it just saves people having to be clipped by them. Now the smashes were a little bit sketchy because I think a few people were on the wrong side. Ruby was on the wrong side, and then Lunch was on the wrong side. So it definitely made these guys stress out a little bit, and it did make our healers work quite a bit, which I am proud of them. On this pull in particular, they really pulled it together. So well done, guys. Well done, the healers, if you're if you're watching this. So for each purging protocol, we're gonna have an AMZ for the explosions, just to help minimize damage. Now, what I try to do, and let me just go back. What I try to do, if I get the bombs here, I try and disengage into this middle area as fast as I can, so I can leave the left and the right hand side for the others. Because I think what was happening is a lot of people were, they were going for like this area here, which involves the other 2 just to sort of circle around, which is quite dangerous. It's a good way to kill people, just by clipping each other with the bombs. So you just want to pick your spots, get there as soon as possible. Like as soon as you get the bomb, you instantly go to that location. If you can, otherwise just try and not clip people. I know it can be hard, but that's just the way it is. Now this is a good little trick. So the disintegration, hold on. So yeah, the disintegration, it fixates on a random person, so it can be baited, which does save the rate. So this one it went on Marin. So the way you play this ideally is that if you're ranged, which most of us were, is that you stay in your spots, or you move out with your bombs, pick your spots, let the bombs go off, and then stay in that spot. That way the disintegration has a it is a small chance of going on you, but the benefit of that is that the raid doesn't have to panic because they're all stacked there, and if they get the beam on them, then it can be a little bit tricky to move out of there without getting clipped by the beam. So that's a good little thing you could do, and it should be done really. There is another thing as well, which I'll mention a little bit later. Now the meltdown, the way you're meant to handle the meltdown is that if you do not have a bomb, because he does a meltdown and then he does another set of bombs at the same time basically. If you have a bomb, you want to get the fuck out. I mean, that's no problem at all. If you don't have a bomb though, you want to stay close to the boss, because we had some pulls, even on the kill, which you'll see a little bit later, we had some people just out in the middle of nowhere and they get clipped by the bombs, which is, excuse me, it's very dangerous to be clipped by the bombs. And the fact that meltdown, I believe, does AoE damage, so that's a pretty easy way to die. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have a bomb, just be close to the boss. If you have a bomb, get the fuck out. I mean, people knew that already, but it does help to be stacked, not just for raid healing and such. So you see, we've got the two markers here. We've got the red marker for groups 1 and 3. That's for like the left soak of the obliterate, and then we've got the blue marker for the right side of groups 2 and 4. So after each meltdown, we try and sort of just walk back towards a stat point here. So you've got the main takeover here, standing in this position, so that the tanks don't have to move into the group as far for the obliterate, to make sure that the obliterate gets soaked. So we've got the bombs here. Now some of these bombs are going to happen, and then right after you're going to get an obliterate. So what you can do is, if you get a bomb, you don't have to run out so far. Like, you don't have to run all over here. You can be like over here and not clip people, judging these people don't move. But I think a few different people were telling people off for doing that. As long as they're not killing people, it's okay. And as long as they're as long as the bomb people are giving the stacked guys enough room, it's okay. Because they need to get back in order to do the soak, especially if you're on this crew, because there's only like, what, 5 or 6 people there when there's supposed to be 7, or I think it's 8, I don't know. So soak goes off. There's a lot of damages going on, but the healers are up to the task to heal. So there's a point where there's nothing much going on. Another beam happens. If you're moving from a beam, do not run through the boss, because you are not going to have enough time to run through the boss and not get hit by the disintegration. I think about 8 out of 10 times people die to the disintegration by moving through the boss. It's just easier to move towards the side. So we're getting another purging protocol. As far as defensive cooldowns go, like, unless you're a druid and you can use bark skin every single purge protocol, you probably want to save them for like maybe during or even after the 3rd purge protocol. Now I think what happens, okay, yeah, so let me just go back, because this is very important. So purge protocol goes off, the second one goes off soon, we move into the pillar, and then we get another bombs. Now the other 2 people that get the bombs are Marin, which is a holy paladin, and Ruby, which is our resto druid. So I move into the into my spot basically, but I didn't disengage because, well, I wasn't paying attention. But see, I think Marin uses speed increase. This is very important. Do not use speed increases while you're moving the bomb out while in the pillar, because that could have easily killed me. I think these 2 people did not give me enough room to put my bombs, because I was on the very edge. Luckily they did give me enough room at the very last second, but I was, as you can see in the kill video, I was getting kind of frustrated that happened. And I think Man also tried to clip Cash, but I think that was more of a space issue than anything else. So if you're moving out with the bombs, give people enough room, and stay on the edge as well, so you're giving the most room possible. It's a good practice. So, well, as you can see, I'm not standing in my spot, whereas these two people are. Oh, whatever. Oh, actually, let me go back here. So, you do not want to stand on the very edge. Like, if you're stacked with the raid and you don't get the bombs, you do not want to be stacked onto, like, the very outer circle, because after the bombs go off, there's going to be a beam, which can kill you if you don't react fast enough. Because you might think there might be just a sliver bit of room where you can not move and not be hit by the beams, but again, about 9 out of 10 times that didn't work. So it's always good to stay in sort of like this area, and it's very important that we all stack very tightly, just to minimize the chance of us getting clipped by bombs. So we've got another beam over here. We're going to have a meltdown soon, as well as another bombs. I don't know why now I leaped over there. Get another sentry. The sentry is ridiculous. Like, it just does so much damage, and it can easily kill you if the healers aren't paying attention. So that's another reason why this fight is difficult, because of that sentry and the amount of damage it does. So we get our next combo. See, people getting really low there. Again, there's a few people that aren't on their right side that should really be done better on our next kill. So we got another combo. I think we'll get another set of bombs and a beam at that point. There's not too much going on, although there is a few more things I want to say before we move on to the order of the abilities. So we'll just wait for the third purging protocol, because this is where it gets a little bit intense, because the boss is getting lower and lower, and you've only got one pillar left. So you really want to survive this third purging protocol. That's usually going to be up to your healers, and then whoever has like raid-wide defensive cooldowns like AMZ or like Devo or something like that. You probably want to use defensives right here in this moment while you're in the third pillar, because it is going to do a lot of damage. A lot of people getting really low here, but thankfully none of them died. So again, shout out to you healers for for keeping us together. Now this is the problem. So let me just go back here. Okay, another beam, do a meltdown, and then immediately afterwards we get another bomb. Now watch where I'm going. I disengage over here where no one should be. However, there's two people that are running off into the middle of nowhere and in the way of my bombs. This should never happen. You should, especially if you're ranged, you don't need to be out this far. You should be maybe about here where these three ranged are. But, you know, I get it. Your instinct is just to run away from the meltdown. You just really want to, as I said before, just go towards your markers. Because we want to, well, since the last pillar is gone now, we're going to go back to our original position. So we're going to stack on our markers. So this is where people should go, not over here. I found this quite mind-boggling. Oh, another person over there as well. So this is the make or break situation. Either you die or the boss dies. And I think if you have everyone alive up to this point and no one dies to the bombs or the soak, you're pretty much won. Like, there's not much that can go wrong here. Even if you get hit by this beam right here, it's not going to affect you. At least for us, it did it, because we were miles ahead of the of getting the fourth and final purge protocol. So I was pretty happy to get that boss down. I hope I didn't miss anything in terms of like what you can do better or how people can improve in their own sort of way. So we're just going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to bring up my list that I have, because I've noted down like the order. So we're going to have a bombs, beam, combo, and purge protocol. I'm not going to be too worried about the sentry, because that just comes in and out at like weird times. So we pull. I think we get a sentry to start off. Then about 7 seconds in, we're going to get our first set of bombs. So people just need to run out. And again, they've got lots of space here. The only place they should not be is where these stacked markers are, and the tank, mind you. Get another bomb. Sorry, we get the first beam. First beam. Shortly afterwards, we're going to get another set of bombs, and then our first tank combo. So we get the first sunder, the first obliterate, the second obliterate, and the second sunder. This is quite a tricky dance to perform, and shout out to the tanks for getting it right, or like just perfecting the dance. But that's it's quite skillful. So at some point I think we're going to get, oh no, we don't get another bombs. Oh, I don't think we did. But anyway, we get our first purge protocol. We have a AMZ from Daki. You want to try and get 2 hits. You don't want to get a third because that can just outright kill people. And if a DPS dies, it's a wipe, pretty much. So we get into the battery, we get a bombs, and then immediately afterwards we get another beam. 2 seconds later we're going to get a meltdown, and then another set of bombs. So people need to really use their eyes on where they're supposed to be going. So we form back up. We had a sentry that had just spawned in. Get a set of bombs. Try my best not to lose pace. Okay, so yeah, we've got the bombs, and then the second tank combo. So the second tank combo is doing its thing. I believe shortly afterwards we get a beam, and then 2 sets of bombs. So yeah, there's the beam right there. Another set of bombs should be coming out in a second or so. Yep. And then we're going to get another set of bombs right before the second purge protocol. I believe it should happen at about 7 energy. So if we just look on the boss here, 7, yeah, okay, so there's those second bombs. Boss hits 0, and then we get our second purge protocol. Again, just try and use defensive cooldowns. And then I believe shortly we're going to get our third, oh no, this is our second, yeah, second purge protocol. So we're just basically going to use any like minor defensive cooldowns that we have for this for the second blast and going into the second pillar. So yeah, so we get a bombs. So we get a bombs, and then obviously a beam, then a meltdown, then another set of bombs, which is pretty average. Because once you go into a battle, you're going to get bombs, beam, meltdown, then bombs. Like that's never going to change. So it's a good idea to get used to that. So I believe shortly we're going to get another bombs here. And I think right after, yeah, we're going to get another tank combo, or just combo, I suppose. A few seconds after that, we're going to get another beam, I believe. Which just happens here, and yeah, obviously the sentry going on. Okay, so yeah, there's the beam. Then I believe we'll get another, maybe 2 sets of bombs. I said there's 1 set of bombs, and I think another one goes off at 7 energy, but I'm not sure. It might do. It's like 10, 9, 8. Okay, yes, yeah, so another set of bombs. And then nothing's going to happen until he does the third, hopefully final purge protocol. Otherwise, you're going to get the 4th later on if your DPS is a little lower than ours. Judging we did have a mythic raider DPS who does obviously really good damage. So we go into the battery. Well, what did I say? Battery. So we get bombs, beam, meltdown, then bombs. The standard, that's never going to change, as I said. So we're gonna, yep, there's the meltdown. We're all gonna try and go back to our markers, because this is the do or die situation. So another sentry. I think soon, yeah, so, well, right now it's another bombs. I meant to say that before. I think we're getting another beam. Oh no, sorry, it's the tank combo. Tank combo, and then a little bit after that, we're going to get our final beam, I believe. Probably should have rehearsed this a little bit more beforehand. So yeah, we get another beam. Should be getting another bombs in a second. Yeah, so there's the bombs. The boss dies, however, if the boss had lived for about 15 more seconds, you're going to get another set of bombs right before the fourth and final protocol, purge protocol. So that's whenever either the raid dies or the boss dies. So that is guiding the first ones. I hope this helped, because this is quite a tricky boss, and I'm not looking forward to Fate Scribe whenever we're going to be doing that. We might be doing that now or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's guiding the first ones. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.